from my interviews that you get for yours.
That is fake news. That is fake news. Right there. That is fake news.
Well, at least that's a fun moment ahead of election night.
We did have some fun. I mean, there was some sparring back and forth, but the first thing I did is I pointed out, because I hadn't been on the show since 2016, that I didn't used to wear glasses. I came out on the show like this, and I came out like this, and I don't know if you've got the still picture. I said, look at the two of us. I said that my career, since I went full Stephen Colbert, has just skyrocketed. I've done a presidential debate. I interviewed Vladimir Putin, so clearly that's the answer.
What was that room like?
Hostile.
Oh.
No, well, not hostile is too strong. But let me say, Stephen Colbert has become very successful. He's the #1 guy in late night bashing Trump. And the people who come to watch his show at the Ed Sullivan Theater, I have to say, I kept thinking, the Beatles performed on this stage back in 1964. Yes. They like Stephen Colbert's take on the news. So
Chris
I was dealing with a somewhat hostile audience.
Good for you. It is great to have you in New York.
Thank you.
And we look forward to election night. Thank you very much to Chris. A big Fox News Sunday, by the way, ahead of the midterms. Chris is going to be talking to the chairman of the Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee, Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen, along with Vice Chairman of the National Republican Senate Committee, North Carolina Senator Thom Tillis. Plus, he'll interview Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. This is a huge lineup, Chris Wallace. That's Sunday at 2 and 7 p.m. Eastern Time right here on the Fox News channel. Chris, thank you. Final words from you before the big weekend.
Watch Fox News Sunday. Yeah,
Perfect.
we do have a great show. Pompeo will be talking about those Iranian sanctions and Khashoggi and all of that. And it is delightful being here, but I still prefer to be in Washington.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll take what we can get, Chris.
Okay.
Thank you. Bill?
You can put up with it for 40 minutes. See you, brother. First wave of U.S. troops deployed to the southern border have arrived now in Texas, helping Border Patrol agents keep that caravan slowly making its way through Mexico. Rick Leventhal has more from El Paso, Texas now. Rick?
Bill, here at the Bridge of the Americas border crossing, people aren't just driving in from Mexico into the U.S. every single day. You also have migrants walking up to this checkpoint and seeking asylum pretty much every single day. And authorities say they can handle this, but they have serious concerns about that caravan making its way north with several groups totaling thousands of people who they say could potentially try and overrun some of these checkpoints or maybe even attack border agents at the checkpoint, since they say there are criminals in their midst, which is a big reason why the Department of Homeland Security says it requested the support from the U.S. military to help harden the southern crossing points and put trained eyes and ears on the hundreds of miles of remote territory between them. There are more than 5,000 active duty troops who are now joining about 2,000 National Guard already deployed along the southern border, and at least 1,000 of those soldiers are now on scene, according to U.S. officials who tell Fox News the troops are deployed in areas between McAllen and Brownsville, Texas, and also south of San Diego, California. And Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen told the Council on Foreign Relations this morning that we shouldn't be focused on the current slow pace of the caravan or think that they're harmless because of women and children in the groups.
If they get on a train or they get on buses, they'll be here in a matter of days. If they stay on foot, they'll be here, in a month or so. What we've asked DoD to do is support us with engineering, support us with logistics, with planning. By the time we're talking about Molotov cocktails and use of firearms, it's my duty to ensure that our officers and agents are secure.
Secretary Nielsen says, in general, mass migrations are dangerous, and that's why they aim to stop them. Bill.
Thank you, Rick. Rick Leventhal in El Paso, Texas.